Hello, sophomores. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are doing super duper today. We are going to start in on our translation station. But before we do that, just a quick reminder, make sure that you're reviewing those forms of the verb theo, which are very, very closely related to the verb facio, and they're often translated sort of like the passive of facio, so to be done, to be made, to become, to occur. It can have a wide range of meanings. Okay. Also, remember jussive noun clauses. Make sure you're familiar with those and how they're translated and formed. Um, a jussive noun clause basically reports an indirect command. So, for example, I ordered you or I asked you to take out your books. Okay. To take out your books would be the jussive noun clause. All right. And what it's doing is it's reporting what would be a command if it were in direct speech. So, take out your books. All right. But jussive noun clause is indirect. Okay. It's basically like an indirect. All right. So we're going to look at our translation station. This is on page 309. It's at the bottom of the page, testimony against the conspirators. All right. And this is from our old friend Cicero. And Cicero here, this is taken from one of his four speeches against Catiline. And Catiline was a senator that conspired to overthrow the Roman Republic, at least according to Cicero. And there was definitely some fact there, but Cicero probably did overdo it a little bit. But anyway, um, so this is taken from one of those four speeches. So what I'd like for you to do today is to translate from Senatum, the very beginning there, down to line 4, a Keterit. So go ahead and pause the video and translate those lines. All right, let's take a look at what you got so far. So first sentence, all of 2 words. Aren't those the best? I have gathered together the Senate. I've gathered together the Senate. So coagi from that new verb coago, or excuse me, cogo. I mean to bring together, to gather together. All right, and it's perfect. All right, as is our next verb, introduxi. I have introduced. There you go. I have introduced Volturcius without the Gauls. And if you look on the next page, Volturcius, one of the conspirators, but he was given immunity for his testimony, basically. All right, so I've introduced Volturcius, great name, without the Gauls. I have given the public faith to him, or I have given him public faith. And they tell you on the next page again, the public faith here, this is referring to um, immunity. So, in other words, he can't be prosecuted um, so long as he gives um, what um, his part of the conspiracy. He tells them everything that he knows. All right. So dedi, once again, another perfect tense verb. Okay, you'll notice all 3 of those verbs so far have been perfect. Fidem publicam, that's your direct object, and then ae would be your dative indirect object. All right. Next sentence. I have encouraged. There are 2 ways you can translate this next one here. I have encouraged, and then you can say I've encouraged him to report those things which he knew without fear. Okay. You could also translate it. I've encouraged that he report those things which he knew without fear. Okay. Now, hortata sum, one of our lovely deponent verbs. All right. Meaning to encourage, to exhort, that sort of thing. And then we have our first jussive noun clause. Okay, so he is encouraging him, hey, Volturcius, report those things. All right. Um, so that is where that ut is coming in. So ut and then nuntiaret would be the verb of your jussive noun clause. All right, because it's a indirect command. So he's telling him to report. And then report those things which he knew without fear. Okay. Ablative of, I guess it's just a object of the preposition. I was going to say separation, but I guess that doesn't really work here. Sorry. Scratch that one. Notice you've got some pronouns here as well. Ea is just a regular personal pronoun. Those things. You could also translate as a demonstrative. And then quai is a relative pronoun. All right. And ea is your direct object there to report those things. And then quai, which he knew. All right. Next sentence, and this one is a little bit longer. So make sure when you have these longer sentences, it's always helpful to kind of break them down, make sure you understand the pieces and how they're working together. Okay. And the punctuation here is helpful. All right. So then that man, and then for cum, you can either say when or you could also say after. All right. Um, so when he had restored or after he had restored himself from great fear. All right, so the cum clause there would be either probably a circumstantial. Okay, so when or after. And then from great fear, this would be a nice um, ablative of separation. All right. Say is your direct object, so the nice reflexive there. So once again, sorry, that man, when or after he had restored himself from great fear, said, okay, and then this next bit here is going to be indirect statement. So it'd be helpful to like kind of put brackets around from say to mandata. All right. So that man said that he had orders from Lentulus to Catiline. All right. So he said that he had orders from Lentulus to Catiline. So indirect statement. Remember, you've got a head verb. That's the Dixit. And then say is your subject to the indirect statement. Habero is your verb. All right. And then mandata would just be your direct object. And then from Lentulus to Catiline. Okay. Now you'll notice we have an ut here. Um, and this is going to give us, once again, another jussive noun clause. Now, the reason this is going to be a jussive noun clause is because we have that word mandata, orders. It's going to report what those orders were saying. Okay. So that man said that he had orders from Lentulus to Catiline to use the help of slaves. All right, to use the help of slaves and to come to the city as quickly as possible with an army. Okay, so we've got two verbs of just a noun clause. There's the uterator and the accederet. Okay, both of those with a just a noun clause. Uterator is a deponent verb, okay, and it takes an ablative object. That's why auxilio is in your ablative. All right, and it's the help of slaves, so just a genitive possession. And then accederet is your other jussive noun clause verb, to come to the city. And then you'll notice quam primum. Um, this is quam plus a superlative. So when you have quam plus a superlative, it means as blank as possible. Now this one, if you do it literally, it'd be as first as possible, which is a little bit funky. So you can just say as soon as possible or as quickly as possible. Um, because as first as possible is a little bit weird. Um, but it means the same thing. Okay, so to come to the city as quickly as possible or as soon as possible with an army. Okay, so with an army ablative of accompaniment. Okay, so lots of fun little grammatical goodies in that sentence. It is teeming with grammatical yum yums. Um, all right, so we're gonna stop there for today. Make sure you look over that again, review it. For tomorrow, make sure that you have books 5 and 6 of the Aeneid read, and make sure you do those discussion posts and the reading checks. Again, once you've read the material, um, doing those little assignments should not take you long at all. Okay. The main time is going to be with the reading, but hopefully you're mostly done with that. So make sure that those assignments though are completed by tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll also go over those 2 books in the video. All right, and then just looking ahead to next week on Monday. Monday you are going to have your vocab quiz. Okay, so make sure you're getting ready for that. All right. You'll have a vocab quiz on Monday, and I'll probably have a short little assignment for you on Monday as well of practicing with like just noun clauses and forms of fio. Probably just be some short sentences to translate. So um, that'll be looking ahead to Monday. All right. So I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day, and love you all. Talk to you later.